Hola, clase. ¿Cómo están? Excelente. All right, so today I'm going to do Spanish 2 and 3 in the same video. So I'm going to do the Spanish 2 warm up, and right after that, the Spanish 3 warm up. And when we're done with that, we are both going to be doing the same thing. I wanted to break the routine just a little bit and take a day where we can have a look at some of your older grammar and see if we can kind of patch up some of those things, like when things don't match or if you're putting your words in the wrong place and stuff like that. Okay? All right, so let's start with the Spanish 2 um, warm up, and I will put a link in the description if you want to skip straight to the Spanish 3 warm up. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, let's try it again. Here we go. There we go. All right, españolos, por favor, saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. All right, first one. I come to the school every day. Yo vengo a la escuela todos los días. Very good expression to know. Todos los días. I give money to the school. Yo doy dinero a la escuela. I do my homework. Yo hago mi tarea. If you had trouble with any of those, study, study, study. Okay, there's 11 verbs. It's not as many as it could be. Number 4. They bring the bread. Ellos traen el pan. Traen el pan. Teresa says hello. Teresa dice hola. We see the house. Vemos la casa. Or nosotros vemos la casa, either way. So there you go. Vemos la casa. All right, Español 3. Okay, Español 3. Saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. All right, we shower ourselves at the house. Nos duchamos en la casa. They brush their teeth. Ellos, if you want to say it, se cepillan los dientes. I remember years ago I was talking to my Spanish teacher and I was trying to practice and I told her, I said, me afeito los dientes. And she said, you shave your teeth? Needless to say, I felt quite sheepish. Okay, so those first two were just straight up um, reflexive verbs, right? Nos duchamos, we shower ourselves. Se cepillan, they brush on themselves, etc. All right. Now, this one is one of our two verb situations. So you could say, "Oh, I need to shave. Necesito afeitarme." Or, and I want to emphasize that second way is grammatically correct, but even to my ears as a Spanish learner, it doesn't sound as natural as necesito afeitarme. So I would really try to get going in that direction. All right, here's another two verb situation. We should wash our hands. Debemos lavarnos las manos. All right, everybody check and see if you had any little errors in there. Nos debemos lavar las manos. Either way, we should wash. Debemos lavarnos las manos. All right, Pedro gets bored a lot. Here is a get verb. Pedro se aburre mucho. And finally, the cats see each other. Los gatos se ven. That is a reciprocal verb where the two people are doing things to each other. Now, as I said before, I'm going to take a bit of a break from this grammar because we've been hitting it pretty hard. And I want to go back to something more basic, at least something that you really haven't seen in a while. And I'm talking about all of you. We're going to take it a little more basic here for a second. All right, so I call this boot camp. If you don't know what boot camp is, that's when you enlist in the military and you show up the first day and they take you to boot camp and you get off the bus and they yell at you and they tell you to get your stuff and fall in line. And it's basically boot camp is anything that gets you into shape. All right. So anyway, so here is boot camp that I've put together for you. So what I want you to do is I have this on Google Classroom. You can either print this or you can write it on a piece of paper or you can type it. It really doesn't matter to me. This is another thing that I'm not going to collect, and I'm actually going to go over it in today's video. Okay. So I want you to, in a minute, pause the video, take your time, and see if you can do these right, and then play the video, and I will go back and you can see if you got it right. Okay. And again, there's no reason just to keep the video playing and just copy down all the answers because I'm not going to see this anyway. You would just be cheating yourself out of practice. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to let you read this yourselves because I know how smart you are and I know you can do it. So read the directions on each section and then see how you do. Okay. And that's really today's assignment. So go ahead, um, find this on Google Classroom, print it out, write the answers on paper, type it on the screen. Does not matter to me. Okay. So go ahead, practice now, and pause the video now. Okay. So we'll look at the directions on each section. It says Spanish has 4 words for the. These are called definite articles, and they are el, la, los, las, depending on what you are describing. They're used to refer to specific things. Um, the boy over there is my brother. Will you bring me the book on my bedside table? Something is specific we have in mind. The indefinite articles are used to say a, an, or some. These are used to refer to non-specific things. Um, this table is wobbly. Could you hand me a book? It doesn't matter which one. Or I need some guys to come help me lift this thing, right? I'm not being specific. All right, so let's see how we did. All right, the dogs is los perros. The house, la casa. A boy, un chico. Some girls, unas chicas. Okay. The apples, las manzanas. And a teacher would be una maestra or profesora. Notice one S. All right. Nouns and adjectives always match both in number and gender. Okay. This is something that does not happen in English, not really. Say the following so that all nouns and adjectives match in both number and gender. Okay, just do my usual check, make sure we're still recording. Okay, red house. All right, watch this. It is casa roja. Remember, you say what it is and then describe it in most situations. If you need to switch that around, go ahead and pause it and do it now. This is really important, good practice. White dogs are perros blancos. Short girl, chica baja. Big books, libros grandes. Small boy, chico pequeño. Nice cats, gatos simpáticos. Making things plural involves either adding s, es, or ces to the word. Make the following plural or singular? No, it's just plural. Sorry about that. Make the following plural. Okay. El carro azul plural is los carros azules. Okay? Every single word gets pluralized. Los carros azules. All right, make sure you did that on all of these in this section. All right, so watch this. La mujer alta, the tall woman. Las mujeres altas. El hombre serio. Los hombres serios. Una mochila pequeña. Unas mochilas pequeñas. Un niño encantador. Unos niños. Watch, here we go. Encantadores. Encantador is someone who's just so enchanting. So these are like just these very charming children. Unos niños encantadores. Ay, qué guapo. Okay, like this something like an old lady would say. Ay, qué guapo, qué encantador eres, mi niño. Okay, so this actually should be la casa frágil would be las casas frágiles. The fragile houses. Las casas frágiles. Okay, so put it all together to write these sentences. So first of all, here we go. The tall boys are nice. Los chicos altos son simpáticos. I need 2 young dogs. Necesito dos perros jóvenes. The blue notebooks are important. Los cuadernos azules son importantes. S. Everything is plural. Los cuadernos azules son importantes. We have some green pencils. Tenemos unos lápices verdes. Man, the pretty girls are mean. Las chicas bonitas son antipáticas. Ugh, I don't know what their problem is. A smart man needs a big book. Un hombre inteligente necesita un libro grande. All right, fix the following sentences. This is the kind of stuff that I have to kind of deal with when people turn things in, and it can be kind of frustrating. All right, el grande chicos es alto. I'm going to leave the whole thing there so you can see. I would say this. One of those two, I would say. El chico grande es alto. Los chicos grandes son altos. Either way. But el grande chicos is really bad. Really bad. Un mochila son verde. Una mochila es verde. Yo conozco que California es grande. Yo sé que California es grande. Ellos saben Katy Perry. Ellos conocen a Katy Perry. Las perros somos blanco. I would say this would definitely be los perros son blancos. Okay, so say the following using possessive adjectives correctly. This is showing who things belong to. My friends are short. Mis amigos son bajos. Their school is good. Su escuela es buena. Our dog is red. Nuestro perro es rojo. Juan's house is big. Yeah, everybody check. Make sure you wrote this correctly. This is La casa de Juan es grande. Everybody let that sink in. Juan's house, La casa de Juan. The house of Juan is how we show whose house that is. I don't care if it's the dog of Paulina or the book of Senor Cowart. Juan's casa does not exist in Spanish. It looks terrible. It looks horrible. Don't do it ever, ever, ever. All right, with that in mind, see if you can fix this one if you didn't do this one right. The teacher's house is small. La casa del maestro es pequeña. The house of the teacher. Notice also we're describing casa. The house is small, right? Not the teacher. So since it's casa, it's pequeña. Feminine, feminine. All right, and finally, let's see who remembers this. The demonstrative adjectives. These boys are tall. Estos chicos son altos. That house way over there is important. Aquella casa es importante. That boy just over there is my cousin. Ese chico es mi primo. Man, these girls are smart. Estas chicas son inteligentes. And there we have it. Now, the other thing that I want you to do today is simply to look over this. Um, I'm going to post this as well on Google Classroom. This is nothing to do. This is pretty much all of your notes about whatever days of the week, colors, family members, parts of the body, classroom materials, clothing, all sorts of things. It's 3 pages, and all I want you to do is simply read over it. Look at them, be like, oh, now I remember that. Or maybe I need to look over this a little bit more. Okay. Part of being a Spanish speaker is keeping track of all of this stuff in your head. Okay. I've been studying Spanish for over 20 years, and I still need to know how to say things like head and hair and face. Okay. All of these things, you have room for it. I once heard, hold on, let me go back to me here. I once heard a neurosurgeon on the radio, and they asked him, they said, is there any limit to how much a person can learn? And he said, no. He said, there is no limit. You can always continue adding things to how much you know. And it's a wonderful thing too. It's really fun to know a lot of things. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there, and we will pick it back up tomorrow. Adios.